So firstly, indeed, great honor participate in this function. The launching of global foundation for civilizational harmony. So great honor. And then also, I'm extremely happy to say meeting those individuals in my heart, very close. So you provide this opportunity. So the organizer, I want to thank, give me this opportunity. Thank you. Now, we are in 21st century. The very beginning of this century, not very healthy one. Some bloodshed involved. So if you ask, the present our method, whenever we find some conflict, relying on force, if this present was a method, go continuously, then what will happen? I think during Second World War, 2 nuclear bomb dropped in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Now today, the destructive power of nuclear weapon much greater, and great number of these weapons what was stopped by that. So, according some expert, that some part of these nuclear weapons used, the whole group may destroy. A terrible sort of story, terrible story. Terrible thing when we heard these things. So although nobody is want to enter nuclear holocaust, but human emotion is such. At the beginning, some small things, but then to solve that, relying on force, then gradually it can be easily reach circumstances, including emotion become out of control. Then these nuclear weapons may use. So that's the situation. And also other problems. Population, because of population, the natural resources also now some serious of matter. And then ecology also on serious matter. So therefore, now we have to think this century should be genuine peaceful century. What we learned from previous century, I think in order to solve the problem or in order to gain one's own sort of interest, had used a violent method. As a result, millions and millions of people killed, suffering. And yet, the real sort of the basis of problem not yet solved, still there. So if we repeat the previous method, using violence, reality, self-destruction. I think the very concept of war. War means yesterday something like, I think, legalized for violence. And also the violence, one or two people killed, then usually we say murder, very bad. But millions of people killed, sometimes we say hero. Actually war is, I think, worst kind of violence. And if that's something useful, it's some solution, a problem, that also not true. Therefore, I always say, sharing with people, since past century, become like century of bloodshed, century of violence, and only more suffering. So therefore, now this century should be century of peace. Peace does not mean no longer any problem. Problem bound to happen. Conflict bound to happen. Different interests, different views, different opinions, always in there. So the only thing is the peaceful resolution. That means through talk, dialogue. And according to today's circumstances, today's reality, one party victory, one party defeat is impossible. Because everything heavily interdependent. In economy field, in ecology field, in many fields, heavily interdependent. Unlike past centuries. Now, today, world, 6 billion human beings, almost like one human family. Everything interdependent. So, according to that reality, now, concept of war is outdated. So now, in order to promote spirit of dialogue, we need willpower and self-confidence. Here, I feel the most important is truth, justice, truth. These are very, very important. And then another thing, the truth also, I think, very much related with compassion, warm-heartedness. If you have compassionate mind, compassionate heart, then there's no reason to cheat others, right? No reason to bully others, no reason to tell lies. Since your motivation is sincere, consider others as part of yourself. Some my spiritual friend, you see, one occasion, you see, they mentioned just 3 words. I need you. Just that word. I think that's really meaningful. I'm one individual. My happiness entirely depends on rest of the community, rest of the humanity. So for my own sort of reasons, for my own benefit, I need you. I think that spirit is the foundation of peace. So now, I feel that ultimately much depends on our positive emotion. And that means really, as I mentioned earlier to the President, compassion. So he already mentioned that